Without further ado, this is the Harding High School Stardusters Jazz Band.
on the first tune, Stardust, that's our namesake. I'd like to give and I'd like you to join me in giving a round of applause to two soloists, Don Taylor and Audrey Simon. Go ahead and stand. And then Sunday afternoon, our piece that we just finished also featured Audrey Simon on the alto saxophone. Going into our third song, it's called Baja Breeze, and this is a more upbeat tune, and it will feature two soloists, Ronnie Prater and Don Taylor. So, middle schoolers, I hope you've enjoyed this little sneak preview of what lies ahead. As a member of the band, there's lots of amazing, cool opportunities. In fact, these guys, along with some others, will be back visiting on Monday, and you'll get to see a longer concert from them. And parents, guardians out there, we do hope to see your children continue to grow and develop so they can have some of these amazing opportunities too down the road. So that's what it's all about. That's why we love what we do. See kids grow all the way up through high school. Without further ado, this is our last tune, Baja Breeze. Thanks for listening. Thank you guys very much. I do also want to mention we had a special guest on the piano today. She's a friend and community member that's filling in, subbing on the piano part. This is Kathy Hill. Great job on that. She blends right in with the jacket. All right, we're going to move right along to our 6th grade band now. And these guys will be joining the rest of the crew here a little bit later. So last time we met, our 6th graders had barely learned the first 5 notes of their instruments. They were just beginning to kind of figure and discover these things. So we're very proud of the progress they've made, both in terms of the abilities on their instruments and in terms of the way they've handled themselves in class and their abilities to start to pick up things faster and learn more efficiently. So 6th graders, we're proud of the work you guys have done and proud of the progress you've made over the course of the year. Great work, keep it up. You have plenty of years left to grow yet on your instruments. And we're gonna just showcase a handful of tunes here for you. We have a song called Banana Boat, we have Kumbaya, and we have School Spirit. That'll be our first 3 sets, and you'll be amazed, as we are, at the progress they've made since our last concert. So we hope you enjoy their first 3 songs.
I just park on the side. Because we got to carry outside. We're wondering if we're carrying it around, you know.
So yeah, high schoolers just find a spot. Very good. If you're a trumpet high schooler, you should be up in the third row. Yes. Fun fact, we've never done this before, so yeah, we're just figuring it out. Okay, so now while they're getting situated, we wanted to take a moment to actually recognize a couple outstanding 6th grade band students. So it's nice that things are just slowly becoming more normal in society, which is always great. And so we've been able to have a more normal band class and band schedule this year. So we wanted to recognize 2 students this year who not only just really made the most of their time, but made a point to really push themselves and grow as individuals and musicians. The first student is someone who, when they come in the room, we never have an issue with them. They're always smiling. They're a really good player on their instrument. They made a point to play a solo during solo and ensemble, which is something extra that kids can do when they're here. And it's one thing to play as a group, it's another thing to play by yourself. So the fact that this student did that really showcases their drive to want to be just better. And then, yeah, just always being kind, being nice to their peers, and just being a wonderful person. So the first student that we want to recognize is McKenna Krautz. And then the next student we wanted to recognize, this student has helped us in many different ways. They actually came to us later in the year. Actually, I think it was like 4th quarter they started, and yet they're already caught up with their peers, playing alongside their peers and doing a very, very good job. They also helped us with marching band as a 6th grader, being a prop helper. And then they also are going to be a 7th grade marching band member next season. And so the fact that they have done all of these things and continue to play their instrument very, very well is a huge testament to their drive and their character. They even came in during their homeroom period for like 2-3 weeks just to get caught up. So we want to recognize Abby Ruiz Rojas. And so today they got a certificate and also some Starbursts, because who doesn't love Starbursts? And then they also are going to get a partial scholarship to attend the Ohio Wesleyan University Summer Music Camp. That's happening June 27th through July 1st. Surprise! And so what I'll do is I'll email those 2 and their parents that information to get signed up for that opportunity. I also wanted to take just a very, very brief moment to tell you all, your students know this, and most of you probably know this, but I'm Mr. Jones, most of you hopefully know that, but I actually am not going to be here next year. I'm going to be studying conducting for a master's degree, heading down to Georgia, a university down in Georgia, to do that, and then I'll also be studying for a doctorate in order to be a college band director. So I just wanted to say, I've been in Marion City Schools for 7 years, and it's been an incredible journey, and I have loved working with your kids. And they are in very, very good hands with Mr. Jacob Hartman and whoever he decides to take on as the other director. So I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you, and students, thank you for being so wonderful. I've been a band director for 10 years, and that experience is going to be just very, very helpful and beneficial, and they have shaped me to become just a better person. So I just wanted to say thank you, Marion. And without further ado, we are featuring now the high school jazz band with the 6th grade band with our final piece, Furioso by Robert W. Smith.
Thanks for joining us. I do want to mention one more person that we didn't mention earlier. This person has been coming 3 to 4 times per week to help out some of our beginning instrumentalists that have just started out in band this year as 7th graders. And he's actually going to Bowling Green next year to study music education and become a music teacher someday. So I want to give a shout out to Ronnie Prater. Go ahead and raise your hand, Ronnie. And we're very proud of you and look forward to seeing you continue the great work of music education here. We are done with the 6th grade portion of the concert. Thank you so much for your support of these wonderful children. We hope you have an excellent evening. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody, parents of band and orchestra students alike. I welcome you to the Spring 2022 Instrumental Middle School Concert. I am Mr. Patterson, the head of the orchestra department here, and I'm joined by Mr. Jones and Mr. Hartman over there in the band room. And I welcome you to our final concert and part of a very busy week of this end of school year, where we kind of show off everything we've done. Everyone here on this floor has been working all year on this program, whether they know it or not. The things they are doing in these pieces have been skills that we have been building up since day one, and we all really, really want to show it off to our parents. So, please be very respectful of these students because they're very excited to share what they've learned with you, and whether or not they are playing in your group, whether or not it is your students, there is somebody who is very interested in hearing them. Enjoy this concert. It'll be a quick one, given the two groups, and we'll get out of here. I do hope everyone eventually found parking out there. And after going through all of that effort to find parking, I hope you will enjoy this show. I have a few people I would like to thank. Our admin team here at Grant, I believe I saw our principal, Saban, over there, just wave. They've been very supportive. They're here to see us when there's definitely also other events going on here, so they have very busy days that they took out of to come see us. The secretaries, the custodians, the counselors, the staff, all of those GMS faculty who support these students every single day and let them do what they do. In the back there is John Mullins of HHS Telecom. He is recording the event and will be posting it on YouTube in a few days' time, along with a multitude of other events in this final week, so he puts in a lot of work. Finally, and most importantly, I would like to thank you, the parents, for all of the financial, emotional, and just sometimes chauffeur support that you provide these students to help them succeed in an activity like this. I have in front of you here the combined orchestra groups, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. As an experiment this year, due to some weird numbers due to the pandemic, I have experimented with having everybody play the 6th grade music, and I've found that it's been very interesting. I find it to be a very good thing. The 7th and 8th graders find it a bit of a nostalgia trip, but I also can give them a chance to work on advanced concepts like shifting or vibrato, or find additional challenges for them even as they go back down memory lane to support the 6th graders. And I think the 6th graders really like having that model and having that group of support behind them. So I'm definitely going to consider continue doing this tradition in future years. I'll be back to talk after this group plays their 3 songs. A blues called Bippity Boppity Blues, a march called March of the Metronome, and a rumba called Rumba Bumba. I like these titles, they're very descriptive. You see, sitting in front of me, there are 5 big bags of candy. I went out to the store last night and purchased some large bags of candy. And these are not them. I assume these are something the band is doing. I left mine at home. They are on my kitchen table. And I apologize. So I'm going to award some outstanding students some invisible bags of candy tonight that I promise I will have for you. I have, with all of these folks as my witnesses, I swear I have this candy. You can hold me to this tomorrow. But I have some outstanding students who I'm going to toss some invisible bags of candy tonight, and I promise that I will have it for them tomorrow for some outstanding things they did this year. Starting with, in 6th grade, I had an outstanding 6th grader who's done, I think, everything possible the music department could ask them. Band and orchestra, or at least I should say the instrumental department. They did band and orchestra, I know for sure. They did solo and ensemble. They selected to do Pirates of the Caribbean, and had learned like about half of the song, and I promised to print off the rest. And I think they figured out the rest by ear before I got them a copy of the actual song, which they then took to solo and ensemble and performed and did magnificently and got a fantastic score. Now, would you please stand up and collect your invisible bags. In the 7th grade, I had really this year in general, I've had a large number of students come in late, come in and want to join orchestra later than we typically allowed, than we typically do. And I've had one of these people do just an absolutely outstanding job with this challenge. Not only, I think, have they caught up to the rest of the orchestra, I think without realizing it, they've started to become a leader in the orchestra in and of themselves. And they really are one of the better players, and will be, even if they occasionally get caught off guard by small little things I forget to teach them, like dynamics, because we've gone through such a rush job. They've really developed their skills. Peyton, would you please stand up and collect your invisible bag? Okay. There's another 7th grader, sort of related. I have to embarrass with this. I don't think Peyton would have succeeded quite as well. As much as I wish to claim that I am the ultimate instructor and the greatest person ever and am 100% responsible, there is another person really who I know has been dragging Peyton over to her house on weekends and coming in during AI when she's not required to, just to help Peyton learn better. And that's a fantastic friend of hers, Brielle, who has as much good teacher as I have. And deserves her invisible bag of candy for doing my job as much as I have. Finally, into the 8th grade, there is, this was a hard one. It is really hard to single out one person from the oddest bunch of 8th graders I think I've ever had, and I believe they'll take that as a compliment. The floral decoration currently in my room would be an indication as to their unique brand of humor, and I'll just leave them to explain that to their parents later tonight. But this has been a really difficult group to select one person out of to honor. But if you notice, there is an empty chair with a violin sitting in it, because not only has one of our best violinists been one of our best violinists and leader for the group, but they are also standing over there in the bass section because for giggles they decided to learn the instrument that is most different from the violin as you could possibly get within the orchestra world as well. So if you would, please catch your invisible bag of candy. With that said, I know for many, particularly of the younger siblings in the audience, the director's talking is the worst part of the show. So for those younger siblings, we're going to move on. Sixth graders, if you could please get up and move to the side. Everyone else, if you could move to our second set. I'll talk about our second set as they do that. This group, and you're going to applaud them again even as they're shuffling, went to Cedar Point last weekend and got first place overall of all orchestras that performed in the weekend. Which was not a first time for this orchestra, but it is the first time that that's happened and there's actually been competition. The last time we pulled that off, I checked, was 5 years ago, and we were the only orchestra at the event that year. So this is the first time that it matters. And these kids have put a lot of work into getting that. And then in just 2 days is the OMEA adjudication at Harding High School, which they got information sheets about. Some of them forgot to turn it in, I know. But, so at 9:45 in the morning, there's a report to Harding High School, where we will perform in front of not 2 judges like last week, but 3 judges, and hopefully get a 1 rating. Again, we've done it once. I think this group can do it again. So to perform their contest selections, first will be a piece that shows off their speed and precision with the William Tell Overture. And second will be the piece that they never wanted me to stop playing with them, the Dinosaur Dig, which is a favorite even of high schoolers who were envious that they got to play it down here. All right, and I'm just going to play those 2 pieces, and then we'll be off to the band. My part will be done.
Alrighty, good evening. I'm Mr. Hartman, one of the band directors. Mr. Jones is before you at the podium. Just a few things to go over before we get started with the band portion of the performance. First of all, we always want to recognize and celebrate our students that go above and beyond the call of duty. So we have a handful of students, there were around 25, a little more than 25 students from the 6th, 7th, 8th grade band that participated in the solo and ensemble contest. If you're one of those people, please stand so that we can recognize you. Raise your hand. We definitely appreciate all those students that put in that time. It's how we get better as musicians, and it just helps us develop our work ethic and so many other skills. So we hope you enjoyed the process. We're definitely very proud of you for going forth with that. Second thing that we want to announce, we, as the orchestra director, Mr. Patterson just mentioned, this 7th and 8th grade band will also be going to OMEA contest at Harding High School. We'll be hosting it there. And for band members, they need to report to the building in the outfit they're wearing now, hopefully washed before then, or Febrezed at least. And that is an 11:30 report time, and we have a room at the high school called the community room. That's going to be kind of our holding tank for our kids when they arrive. So they'll enter through the staff entrance, University Drive entrance. Door 3 will be unlocked so that you can just enter, and then the community room is right down the hall on your right. We'll have signs, so don't worry. That's 11:30 report, and then this group, the band, performs at 12:40 p.m. for the judging panel. That's in the Harding High School cafeteria. And then one final thing, as Mr. Patterson also did, announce some outstanding students for recognition. In the 7th grade, we're just going to do 7th grade for now, and the 8th grade will come later. We have just one student we're recognizing in the 7th grade, and this student, as all of our outstanding students have done, they have gone above and beyond. They have shown significant growth from the beginning of the year to now. They have done so with a positive attitude. They've been a great leader in the classroom and been a great student, and inside in band and outside of band, and my observations there. And this person especially showed a lot of growth during the solo and ensemble process, just developing a lot of good techniques. And we are very proud to announce Ainsley Butler as the outstanding secretary. So along with her Canadian certificate, she will also receive a 50% scholarship to attend the Ohio Wesleyan University Summer Music Camp to further her skills on the trumpet, and we're very proud that you will have that opportunity and proud of your progress. So thank you. All right. Without further ado, we will present to you a portion of our program for OMEA, our first song, March from First Suite for Military Band. And then we'll follow that up with To a Wild Rose and close with Patterson. Thank you very much.
This is 7 years.
Moving right along, we wanted to recognize some outstanding 8th grade members. This first student, just a nice kid. Yeah, just a good kid. But in all seriousness, this student was with us in 6th grade, and then once COVID hit, went online, and then was online all last year, and then came back to band this year, and has proven to be just a very strong musician, and has gone above and beyond to be great. He also was a part of a brass trio for solo and ensemble. This student is Reagan Twain. We have another one. This student is one of those silent, strong types. But in all seriousness, he just doesn't call attention to himself a lot, and yet he's always helpful, always willing to lend a hand. He helped us with marching band, just moving a prop, which is very thankless, and it's grunt work, and yet he showed up to every single rehearsal, and he was very dependable, and he has become a very good musician as well. He once played clarinet and now has switched over to baritone saxophone because we needed that instrument. So when a student can willingly, try something new and just flourish at it is a really, really cool thing to see. This student is Jonathan Gomez. One more. We just have some really great kids. And just understand, we deliberated for a very long time. We actually ran into each other at the Family Dollar, just randomly. And we talked for 10 minutes in one of the aisles about, who we want. It took longer than that, I promise. But regardless, we want to give this award to many students, but we just are not able to do that. But this student, by far has exceeded all expectations, was a regular member of the marching band, which means she can play well beyond a middle school level. And she's just good at it, very good. And again, very selfless, very caring. So you see a trend here, right? It's just these kids who are willing to put in the time and the effort and the hours and the energy, and all while juggling good grades, athletics, what have you. So we want to recognize this overall outstanding member, Sierra Stern. So just like what Mr. Hartman said about the OU Summer Music Camp, and we do have other kids doing that who weren't recognized, and so it's open to anybody. So if you are wanting your child or students, if you're wanting to look at this, just come talk to me. And those of you who did get recognized, I will be emailing you and your folks just information on how to get registered for that. The dates are on the program, on the back side of it, in addition to the OMEA information that Mr. Hartman talked about. And then, let's see. Oh, also on Sunday, this Sunday, for incoming freshmen and anybody joining us for the marching band season for next fall, we actually do have a parent-guardian info meeting Sunday at 5 o'clock. And that's right after the high school instrumental concert. So that'll be in the Harding High School cafeteria, Sunday at 5. And then I just wanted to take a really quick moment just to say all of you students, you already know this. I'm sure a lot of you here know this, but I wanted to just take a moment. I'm actually going to be going back to school starting in the fall to get my master's degree in wind conducting down at a university in Georgia. And then after that, trying to get a doctorate degree somewhere. And then the eventual goal is to become a college band director. So I've been a band director, a middle school and high school band director for 10 years. I spent 7 of those years here in Marion. And by far, my time here in Marion has been the most meaningful, and I've just enjoyed it and loved it. And my time with your students will just help me become a better teacher, because they have made me help me become a better person working with them every day. So, and I actually grew up just down the street in Mount Gilead once upon a time, so it was fun to come back to Central Ohio for a while and to be able to make some music in this community. You have a wonderful community of the arts, and I'm really excited to see students where you guys go in the future. I'll be keeping tabs, I promise. Okay, so just wanted to say thank you, and we have one more piece for you. This is Adversary by Larry Clark.